Hey guys, it's Anya and welcome to or back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about what it's like growing up with immigrant parents. Now this could mean you're an immigrant or you're just the child of an immigrant. So here's a little backstory about me. I am the firstborn child in my family in America. So I'm not the firstborn child, but like firstborn in America. But my parents moved here when my older brother was 1 year old. I was gonna be born like a year and a half later. When I was taught language, I was taught Serbian first and like a little bit of English. So it was kind of like hand in hand, but it was like a little bit more Serbian than English. But then, I got to elementary school and like preschool and such, and English was mostly spoken in school and all of that, but at home I spoke like 99.9% Serbian. Now not as much, sadly. I really wish I spoke as much Serbian as I used to, or as often. My god, that fly. And I try sometimes, but just don't happen. I just feel like everybody can relate to these, like anybody who is the child of an immigrant, or maybe even people who immigrated here themselves when they were like very young. But like I've talked to so many people and like they relate, and I've seen other videos kind of about these topics. Parents are just very strict on school, which makes complete sense. Like they came here to give you a better life, so like they want you to do well in school so that you can prosper and have a good life. But like, yeah, no, definitely very strict on school. You have to spell check everything for your parents. I'll be watching like someone in my family type an email in English, and I'm just looking at them and I'm like, what were you trying to convey during that like message? Because I have no idea what that says. Like that makes zero sense in English. But yeah, you literally have to spell check absolutely everything. I also would write like texts in Serbian to people, like for my parents when they're driving or whatnot, so they don't text and drive. Okay, so when you're like texting your parents in your native language and like somebody that doesn't speak that language looks over your shoulder and like tries to read it out, or is like wondering what the heck you're saying, especially when they try to read it out. I mean, this is just for you fellow Serbians out here, but like it'll be like dolazim tada, and like literally my American friend will be like dolazim tada. It's horrible. Or if there's an E, they'll just pronounce it the English way. Like they'll say like take instead of like take, which isn't a word in Serbian, but like you get the gist. My name is Anjakascak, which is not a very at all common name in America. Either of them, especially my last name, but like my first name, I've met one other Anya who's like red hair, American through and through, and I don't know how she got her name. So like her name is spelled like Anya, and my name is too, but I like to spell it Anja for anything that's not like school or doctor, like they need my actual name spelling. Like my YouTube channel, subscribe if you haven't already, is Anya, Anya, because that's how you write it in Serbian. And people would literally call me Anja. They still do. They have for so many years. People at school call me Anja, and like some of them are like, oh, like it's just like a cute little funny pet name, and I'm like, it's annoying. It's genuinely very annoying. Also, my name isn't pronounced Anya either, but the fire alarm was just going off and I'm not cooking anything and nobody else is home. Okay. People will literally call me Anja because they see the J in my name, and it's very annoying. Also, no American can pronounce my last name right, and it's so annoying when they try, especially substitutes. Oh my god, yes, substitutes. Let's just talk about substitutes for a second. Like that in itself is probably one of the worst things when being like a child of an immigrant. Like your name, like even if your name is kind of like an American name, they're still gonna F up the part that's not the same. Like literally I have a friend named Eva. Like I feel like Eva's a pretty common name, and like at any time somebody meets her or something, like our teacher on the first day of school was like Iva and like said Iva multiple times, and I'm like, I feel like Eva's Eva's like a pretty normal name. But no, especially my last name, like a lot of my friends, they'll have last names that like you can Americanize and it doesn't sound too horrible. Like they'll change like Marinkovic to Marinkovic because the last letter is a C and that would be pronounced ch in Serbian, but it's like a K sound in English. So it'll just be like Marinkovic. But like my last name, kascak, I refuse to tell somebody that my last name is Kascak. I refuse. Like most of my friends still like Americanize it, but I refuse to say that my last name is Kascak because that sounds absolutely horrible. Absolutely terrible. I can't. I simply cannot do it. You know when the sub just pauses and just looks at like the attendance sheet? That's when you know your name is coming up. I'll just be like, yep, it's my time. It's my time to shine. Not knowing anything about American traditions or American school system because, you know, my parents didn't grow up going to like American high school with like football games and like prom and homecoming and all these things. So like I did not know that there were like special traditions that you have to abide by. And I have this really terrible story which I'll probably tell in the future because I'm still friends with like everybody that's included in this story right now. So I'm not gonna share it at the moment because I feel like if they watch this, I don't want to go through that embarrassment again. I don't know how, but at my old school, I was literally friends with anybody who's Eastern European. I genuinely have no idea how. We were all just like somehow attracted to each other. Like I had so many Russian friends. I had friends from Kazakhstan, which isn't Eastern European, that's Asian, but like, you know, they speak Russian. Russia is Eastern European, so whatever. Albanians, just like the lot. I had Serbian teachers, Bosnian teachers, like there's just, for some reason, they were all like friends with me. Even if they weren't friends with each other, they were like all friends with me, and it was so, like I love them all to death, but like it was just so strange how that happens. Oh, I have a really funny story to tell. Well, I don't know how funny it is actually. Okay, so I'm Serbian and in 5th grade, we were learning about World War I and World War II and how World War I started. And I had this girl in my class who's Austrian. Now, if you don't know, World War I started because a Serbian shot and killed the Austrian Archduke Franz Ferdinand. Yeah, literally when we got to that, everybody was like, oh my god, are you gonna kill her? And I was like, no, I'm friends with her. It was so awkward because I was like in the 5th grade. I was still like a little kid and it was just it was not a fun experience. But like now whenever I look back at it, I'm like, that's actually freaking hilarious. Wow, I had so many traumatizing experiences in my childhood thanks to literally just my parents not being born in America. That's fun. That's really fun. You always just click with people who are like immigrants or children of immigrants. You just immediately have something to talk about. I used to live in Georgia, and so that's in the South. So I guess people don't travel a lot there because like a lot of my friends had either never been on a plane before, or, like never left the country, and like they have money. Those people have money. They're like rich white people who have a giant like 7-bedroom house or whatever. They literally have never left the country or never even been on a plane before. So whenever I met like somebody foreign, please honey, just say the word foreign. I swear to god, I find it so annoying the amount of times that I've said immigrant or child of immigrant. Just say the word foreign, please, just say it. Let me just give you a heads up, I don't a single time, not a single time. No. We would just click. Like it would a lot of times be about travel. Definitely travel is a big one. Just like talking about countries and fun things. Like one of my Albanian friends, so she is Greek Orthodox and I'm Eastern Orthodox, which is pretty much the same thing. I actually have no idea what the differences are, but we were in the same German class. It was Easter in our German class, and so our German teacher was like, you know what, we're gonna, instead of doing class today, we're gonna make eggs. It was super fun because we were sitting together and we were like really close friends, and we were just talking about how the common thing for Easter in like our religion would be to take an egg and paint it red. Like I feel like in America you just kind of decorate it with all these fancy stuff, but like we would always decorate it red. Like you take onion, like a red onion, and you cook it with that, and then the egg turns red. So that was just like what we did. So we talked about that and it was super fun. But yeah, you just click so easily with people like that. You can't go out with wet hair unless you want to die. Okay, I genuinely have no idea where this came from. I don't know who people heard this from, but literally like my parents and all of my Eastern European friends, we've talked about this before. Like if you have wet hair, you're not allowed to leave the house or like go outside, or even if you're in your bedroom and you have wet hair, like you might catch a cold, but like if you go outside, like you're gonna die. You're gonna die. Like you're gonna catch a cold and you're gonna die. You use Celsius, kilograms, and centimeters, and then you have to do like really fast math whenever you're around an American person and you're like, oh, it's 20 degrees, and they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah. And then you're like, oh shoot, like it's 70 degrees, my bad. Just like American people don't understand Celsius, kilograms, and centimeters, even though that's used in like all science classes, they still don't understand it. Going to an American's house and just being absolutely shocked by the food. When I was younger, like a lot younger, I ate food at my own house. I would go to a friend's house if I like had a play date or whatever. Oh my god, that word is so weird. I always thought that like it was just a joke that Americans pretty much only ate like burgers and hot dogs and like chili and mac and cheese. And then I went to my friend's house, like a bunch of different friends. Like mind you, I was like in elementary school where you're pretty much friends with everybody. So yes, I had a lot of friends. I would literally go to like a bunch of different American people's houses and like they all ate that like all the time. And I'm like, I thought that was a joke. Like I've never eaten that. The difference in food is so real. I don't understand how like some of them can be this skinny when they eat that and ramen all the time. Always being called out in a world language class, 8th grade. Okay, so my teacher, Bosnian, Serbian, right next to each other. The language is like 98% the same. So literally like first day of school, he talks to me in Bosnian/Serbian. He would like choose me a lot in class, and it was just not fun. I was good at language, but that year was probably a little bit hard for me, and it was just, yeah, I mean, you get called out a lot, like that, it simply happens. And then in 9th grade, we had a project. It was literally the first week of school, and our project was like interesting facts about you. And I'm like, you know what? All my friends were like, you have to tell them that like you're not from America and that you speak Serbian and whatever. So like I put that on my slide, and then of course after that my teacher was like, whoa, like you're bilingual. And I'm like, yeah, I actually know more than just 2 languages, but like, yeah, I'm multilingual. I forgot what that was called. It was like this really funky word, but we watched a video on it, and then my entire class, including my teacher, was like, oh my god, like Anya and that guy in that video who know like so many languages, like they're the same person. And it was just, it's very awkward. American people's vacations versus mine. Okay, so you know Americans on vacation, they go to like Florida, they go to like the beach, they go to like Mexico, the Bahamas, Jamaica. I go to Serbia in like the Selo, which is like, oh, I said that really weird, in the Selo, which is, it's like a town, but like way smaller and like way more spread apart. It is very much the typical picture that you have in your head of like a big house with like a giant backyard that has like cows, pigs, chickens, a giant like corn cellar, and behind that for like 500 acres, just like rows and rows of like vegetables and berries and fruits and whatnot. Yeah, that's how I spend my vacations. Not completely though, I do go to the capital city, Belgrade. Yeah, but I mean like just the comparison between those, it's so funny. I do go to the beach, but like I don't go to Jamaica. I go to Montenegro, which personally, I mean I've never been to Jamaica, but I think it's better because It simply is. It's in Europe, okay? You can't go wrong. It's in Europe. But yeah, I just find the difference in vacations so funny. Okay, I have a list right here that I'm like going off of, and I just started laughing so hard when I wrote this one. In an airport, knowing that you're at the right stop because the language and the fact that everybody's speaking together. So me and my brother were traveling by ourselves. We're in like Switzerland, and so like you have to go 2 flights to go to Serbia. The first one's like a big international flight where it's like Switzerland or like Paris or something of the sorts, you know? We landed in Switzerland and we're walking down and my brother's like looking at the gates and whatever, and I'm like, I don't even have my ticket out. Like I was just relying on my brother to look at the gates because like both of us don't need to. And I'm like, Andre, I think I found it. And he's like, what, how? And I'm like, all those people are sitting together talking, and like you never see that normally, like in an airport, and like people aren't really talking together, but it was like a congregation of like 30 people, like mainly like grandmas and like really bored American Serbian children just sitting there, and they were all just like talking together. It's great. Also, anytime I'm in the airport, I always find another family that I know that's Serbian, like always. Okay, so my grandparents, when they visit America and they try to speak to like my friends, or like my grandma used to like wait for me at like my bus stop, and she would say like hi and bye to the bus driver. Like when my American friends would come over to my house, like she loved them. She would always talk to them, but like I don't even know how they understand each other. She literally knows how to say like hi, how are you, and simple like word structure, like if she needs to go to the grocery store and is like, where's the milk, $1.95. Like she knows like money and stuff, and she'll be like, oh thank you, credit card, whatever, you know. But she would always like talk to them, and like just always, and like they don't even understand each other, but they always have conversations. That's all I have today. I definitely want to make another video like this one day because this was really, really fun to make. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really enjoyed making this video. It was hilarious. If you guys liked it, please leave it a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and comment down below what country you are or your family's from. Bye!